So Southampton, Man United. Historically, I certainly remember some really amazing results. I think back in the Ferguson days, actually, Southampton really putting out some brilliant results against United. Things have already changed for both clubs now, or certainly Man United. And I suppose after last week against Liverpool, I had it in my head that they might have pulled out another performance, but the old saying goes, you don't need to, get the players psyched up for the big games. They do it themselves, and certainly I thought United were excellent against Liverpool, but it's perhaps not such a surprise that they're not struggling, but they haven't had the penetration that against Southampton that they had in that Liverpool game. So I've sort of kept out of it for now. I've had a bet on the over 1.5. That stake would be a lot bigger normally if I was more confident. And it's half time, and I'm just sort of debating whether or not I should go in for some more. But I probably won't. I'll probably just leave it for now and wait until the second half begins and have a look. Yesterday I was in a game after the Monza Udinese game that I put up. It was Freiburg Bochum, and it was an insane game. The conditions were terrible, but it was sort of more chaotic than sort of a quality game, and it just looked like there'd be 6 goals, and in the end there was one, and it was a penalty, and I did lose some money. I was about 0.2 of my usual stake, but my point is, it is as much the games you sort of keep out of that just don't seem quite right to you. So you're not losing money as the ones where you're going in and for your whole stake and winning. And this is kind of like one of those games. It's a shame because I had a video of that Bochum Freiburg game, and unfortunately my mic wasn't plugged in, so I haven't put it up. But I lost about £400, and there's also the fact that Bochum had been hammered by Bayern Munich 7-0 the week before, and sometimes that galvanizes a team because no team, no player, no manager likes to be humiliated, and quite often the week after they're a hell of a lot better defensively. And quite often against the same team later in the season they put on a much better show, but I suppose for Bochum losing 4-0 will be better than losing 7-0, so it may not transpire that they pull something out of the hat against Bayern Munich, and they probably won't, but this is worth noting. So that a couple of things that kept me out of that game. So despite losing, I was kind of moderately happy because, as I always say, if you're not losing as much as you should, you're winning, and if you're not winning as much as you should, you're losing. So in this case, I'm sort of sitting on the fence a bit. I don't know whether I'm going to go in, but it's a classic example of having this game earmarked as a match you want to bet and make a fair bit of money out of, and then watching it and deciding that you're not that keen after all, which is the advantage of trading live. So I'll just probably stick this video up anyway, and it's not that exciting, even if this is all I do. But I'll be back later on. Cheers. Yeah, I just thought of something actually. On the when you've got a game that's sort of 0-0 at half time, you've obviously got a choice if you think there's going to be a goal. I mean, the obvious one is the correct score, but no one really likes to lay it around 5. It's quite a big liability. Although if you win, you've kind of you've won. That's it. It's your whole stake will be credited to you. You can also go for the over/under market and trade out right away. I mean, if you're going to go for the over 2.5, you get a good price around 4.5, probably. Okay, 4.8. But you want 2 quick goals so you can trade out, or at least one goal if you're not keen on waiting for 3. 1.5 is fairly obvious. You're gonna get an even money now. So, but again, you also got the danger of the goal coming in the sort of 88th minute, and you're not making any money out of it, whereas you would have done in the correct score had you laid it. But the one that I do quite a lot, much as I hate laying the draw because of the sort of stigma attached to it from it being the original sort of Betfair system, is not a bad one, because you can lay it. Of course, if the underdog scores, you're in the same position where you won't make that much. But often goals come quite late, and your liabilities are low, and you can make as much as you would have done in the correct score market. You can go in for a bigger stake because your liability is a lot lower than it would be in the on the 0-0. So, or laying the 0-0. So just something to bear in mind. But as I say, I'm going back to the game now and just see what happens. So into the 67th minute, whatever, 66th. The goal has come, and it's Southampton responded really well, but they don't sort of look like scoring. And United, although they're still attacking, don't need to score. It would not surprise me if there was another goal, but I don't know if I'm going to go headlong into this match. Usually the games that I'm confident about and I get right are all over by the beginning of the second half, because I've analysed it correctly, and don't quite know what to make of this one. I mean, it is open, or getting open, and it is quite exciting. But as I say, I don't have to risk any more. I will probably, late in the game, I might, when this price, the over 1.5 is a lot bigger, or the correct score on the 0-1 is a lot shorter, I might just have a couple of fun bets at 1.2, 1.3, hoping for that final goal. But I'll put this video up anyway, because it's it might be a few good points for those of you who are reasonably inexperienced and just starting out on Betfair. So I'll obviously come back with more videos this weekend if there's any more action. Okay, cheers.